Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Enjoying Retirement. Today we have a very special trip. I'm with my dad, and we are heading up to do some scuba diving and some soaking in hot springs at the Homestead Crater in Utah. It's March, and we are in the dead of winter in Utah. As you can see from this map, there are ski areas all around us. This is one of the wettest and snowiest years on history. Park Cities receive 536 inches, Solitude has 690, and Brighton has 765 inches of snow. But Midway Crater, it is 95 degrees inside. From Sandy, Utah, we've chosen to go south, and we're going to go up the beautiful Provo Canyon past Bridal Veil Falls and head our way up there. Today, that was just a better way to get there. A few too many elk trying to cross I-80, and that's the other way. Go up I-80 by Park City, and then come down to Homestead Crater, also called Utah Crater, or Midway Craters in the city of Midway. If time and conditions work out, I recommend that you make it a complete loop. It is one of the most beautiful drives there are. And here is the crater itself. We're going to talk more about it, but the first thing to recognize is that it is at 6,000 feet elevation. If you're a scuba diver used to diving in the ocean, you need to recognize that your dive tables are going to change a little bit. Things are going to seem a little bit deeper from a pressurization point of view than they would at sea level, but that's okay. Just be aware of that coming up. Beautiful drive up there, and yes, it is snowy, but I am ready to go inside. Here we are. They've carved a tunnel, I believe it was in the 90s, to make it easier to get through so we don't have to rappel through the roof anymore. Some changing rooms there, lockers to keep your gear, and there's the reception and check-in. And here is the crater itself. Sorry, but my lens fogged up because it's 95 degrees in the water, about 90 degrees in the air or so, and it is humid. Boy, what a change from the snow we just left. There's some folks going in for the swim and the soak. My dad's already out there, so I'm going to go back and go get ready to jump in. Here we are. Well, there's my dad. He was hamming it up in the back just a moment ago. He's on his back, and I'm about ready to go in. Here's my dive buddy, Kitty, and here we go. We'll talk more about the crater as we go along, but first we're going to enter. Yeah, those white things in the back, those are my dad's legs. It's been a long winter here. So let's go out and enjoy some diving while he's up there floating on his back. Oh, no, wait, what's that? Oh, there's a shark coming. Oh, boy, theme from Jaws is playing in my head. Just look at, oh, no. Thank goodness for those white winter legs. That shark was just not that hungry. Okay, let's get diving. I'm following Kitty for a bit. One of the beautiful things about diving here is if you get there at the right time, the right day, it's not crowded, and you can do whatever you want in terms of looking around, or in my case, I had some new gear I wanted to try out before we head to the Bahamas in May, and I also wanted to work on my pressure as an equalization technique, which I've been having problems with and really don't have time to do when I'm on a scuba dive excursion. So anyway, let's take a look. This is all I believe they call it travertine. I believe it's calcite that is mineralized over about 10,000 years. As this hot spring developed, snow would melt, water would go through the ground, eventually go through the bedrock, and it would hit the hotter temperatures of the getting towards the core and percolate back up, pulling minerals with it as it went. And it formed eventually this, I believe it's calcium dome, which is now called travertine, and it just built up over thousands of years. And the hot spring is still there, but now we are fortunately able to access that dome. It's beautiful inside. There's a few interesting things to see on the way down, but you know, you're not going to see any fish. You're not going to see that shark. That was from a trip to the Bahamas. There's a few things down there, so just go there recognizing, you know, you're not going to be counting tropical fish. You're going to be looking at some very unique and interesting geology, and that's fascinating and really, really fun. So here we are, we've gone down. I asked if it was okay if I could go down and see where the springs come out. They said it was okay because I was the only one diving down there. I had to be very careful that not to disturb the silt. It's about 65 feet deep, and I believe there's about 10 to 15 feet of silt built up down there. Some pipes, some other things, not quite sure what they're for, but folks have been coming here for 100 years or so, and there might have been some early opportunity to try to get some hot water plumbing from down there. I'm just not sure. But here is one of the seeps from the inner earth where the warm water is coming up. Again, don't go down there unless you've asked nicely and received special permission to go down that far, because it is very easy to disturb that silt and ruin visibility even more. So, get permission, and if it's okay, go ahead. You can stick your hand in there. The water's 95 degrees down there. It's noticeably warmer, but it is not hot. Just a unique experience to be able to stick your hand in a hot spring that far down underwater. Well, here we are looking up from the bottom, combination of lights, and since it is snowing outside, the dome in the crater, there's an opening up there. It just doesn't let much light in. So make sure you bring your underwater flashlight so that you can explore the sides and the other things that they have there, and you will thoroughly enjoy your time. Now here I started practicing some of my skills. I have this PVC pipe square set up, diamond shape, about probably 3 feet to a side. It's a good chance to practice your balance and your skills and try to go through there floating level. Maybe try it on your back or even try to spin your way through and just develop some of those skills that you may not get a chance to work on when you're out. Now, Kitty pointed this out to me. This is fascinating. What do you see right there? Well, we see a face. It looks like a face. You can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and he's wearing a stocking cap. I like to think that that's a ski bum who came over from Park City and enjoyed the crater so much he just decided to stay. There's a platform there, and that's a really good place that towards the end of your dive, you want to take an extra long decompression because of the altitude involved. And there's Kitty blowing smoke rings. I will admit I gave it a try, but I could not tell my bubble ring from my normal exhale of oxygen. So she has been doing it a whole lot longer. Well, we had about a 42-minute dive, and now it's time to come up. There's the platform we dove from. Here we are coming up. My dad was still in the water, and Kitty was nice enough to offer get me a life vest so that I could go over and join him. So I got to spend a few minutes soaking in there with my dad, and that was really special. I want to really thank the folks who run that crater to let me do that. My dad really enjoyed it. At first he said, no, I'm just going to go sit on the soaking bench, but it took him about 30 seconds. And he was out in the deep end having a really good time. So there we are. I'm glad the shark didn't get him. Man, I had to drag him out of that water. He was just enjoying it. After the winter we've had, I don't blame him one little bit. But eventually we had to get out. No doubt we will be back. Hey, great place to scuba if you've got new gear to try, you want to work on some technique, or you want to see some truly interesting geology and brag about while everybody else is going to Utah to ski in the winter. I went there to scuba dive. Now there's some bragging rights. Well, all good things come to an end, and we have to walk back out the tunnel. Here we are. We're going to open the door. Given 95 degrees in here, I trust that spring has come while we were inside. Oh, man, it sure hasn't. All right, I'm going back in. You guys take care. I'm out of here. Hey, thanks for watching, and as always, I am enjoying retirement.